Hello, and welcome to another episode of Healing from the Mess with me, Lizzie. So, no, that was kind of a fast intro, but I've recorded like two other episodes before this, and one of them needs to be edited, and I'm still figuring out how, and deleted all the audio on accident. And the other one, I'm not sure about the quality, so I haven't posted it. A lot of stuff has happened. Mostly just things that kind of put me on edge. So July 5th was a Friday. Um, I went downstate to be with my best friend and her mom as they put down their cat, who was also like my cat. So she only liked certain people. We were her three people. It was really hard. It sucked. Um, Ended up driving home uh, later that night, just because I didn't want to wake up in the morning in the place she lived and her not be there. That was just I couldn't do it. It was bad enough my best friend had to do that. I didn't want to add to the emotion. Um, Weekend after that, my best friend and her sister came up and we spent the day together. I went to a craft store, went out to eat, went to the beach with my boys and my husband, and it was fantastic. Um, we had a great time. And I needed that day. My birthday came and went, and nothing really happened. Didn't do anything. I think I walked to my favorite little coffee shop and got a strawberry lemonade and walked home. But it was just a normal day, which was fine. I had no problem with that. I didn't really do anything special for myself. That was it. I didn't do anything else. And then Saturday was amazing. With my friend and my best friend and her sister, and I had therapy Thursday. Which went okay. 2 days prior, my husband texted my father to like ask about like if he was actually coming with me to this concert he bought tickets for me for my birthday. And I found out he wasn't coming. Now the only reason I brought up the concert to him was because I wanted to go with him because he's the one who got me into these two artists and I really wanted to go with him. So I was very disappointed. I was very hurt. I'm sorry about my air conditioner in the background. It is very loud. Um, So I was very hurt and very disappointed. And the first thing I tried to do was blame myself. Well, you shouldn't get your hopes up. And I was like, no, I'm allowed to get my hopes up. I'm allowed to look at the bright side. Does it suck? Yes. Do I hate being disappointed? Absolutely. It's okay to be disappointed. It's okay to get your hopes up, to have them kind of like smashed down. Um, and then my husband's home from work and he's like, I've been trying to figure out how to tell you this, but last weekend your mother and her husband were about 45 miles away from us. Like they had to drive by our road to get where they were going. So they drove by and she drove all the way up and all the way back without a nap, all by herself. 7+ hours total, in total, by herself. Like, not by herself, but, uh, you know, with no breaks. Well, breaks, but no nap. That freaked me out. Now, it was after my therapy session, so I couldn't tell my therapist. And I was really stressed out about it and kind of went, like, I had nightmares. Um, I just really bad dreams about it that night. And then the next day I get a call from her husband. It's a nice normal conversation like we usually have. Nothing like too deep. And then he tells me, you know how you told me how if she would just admit her guilt and take responsibility for her actions that you'd be willing to talk to her. Kind of. I don't remember this conversation. I probably did do an episode about it, but I don't remember this conversation. But it sounds like something I would say. And he's like, just if you could just unblock her so she could talk to you. You can let her send it, and then you can just reblock her. It's fine. Um, he's like, she cries all the time. I pick her up every morning at 1 a.m. and bring her back to bed because she's not okay. Um, I really miss seeing you and the boys, and I just want our family back together. If you could just do this one thing. I just said, I'll think about it. And he said, well, he kept going. I said, fine, I'll unblock her. Whatever. That night, I texted him back saying, I'm not ready to hear from her. Um, and some other things. And just kind of get my point. Like, I'm not ready to hear from her. And I am not in a, like, I'm not mentally prepared for that, conversation. And the next day, I end up having a conversation with my kids about her mental illness. And that was a really hard conversation to have. I never wanted them to have to deal with the unhealed version of her. I had to deal with that in my childhood. I had to deal with it in my teenagers. I had to deal with it as an adult. I never wanted my kids to deal with it. I was so numb to it that I didn't even notice it most of the time. Unless it was a dramatic change, I did notice. So I feel like I did my kids a disservice by not protecting them sooner, but at the same time, I wasn't ready. And now I'm ready to, I'm in this place where it hurts. It hurts. I hate that we don't have a relationship. I hate that my life and me, I'm better because she's not in my life. My anxiety's lower. I can go out and do things. I can drive for myself. I can do all these things on my own. Or even just me and my kids, just me and my kids, and not my husband or any other adult with me. And I could, because I always felt like I couldn't. She always made me feel like I was incapable of doing things on my own without another person supervising. I don't think it was their intention. I don't know, maybe it was. I don't know. But that's exactly how she made me feel. And I wonder if that's why I had just carried into my adulthood and I still felt that way, not understanding why I felt like I couldn't do things without an adult around. I didn't trust myself enough. And now I do. And now there is this peace between me and in myself for myself. There is this compassion, empathy for my younger self, for child me. There is patience and love in this person I'm growing into. So I'm not going to undo all the hard work that I've put in just to make my stepdad's life easier and make her feel better. I've put her above me my whole life. And that's not fair. That's not how it's supposed to be, and it's not right, and it's not okay. It is not your child's job to make you feel better. It is not your child's job to take care of you when you are a grown adult. And it's not like she didn't have the resources or the tools. That's why I don't, I can't understand it. I can't. My brain cannot comprehend it. It just can't. It can't. So I don't know. I don't know what to do about it. I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know where to go from here. Um, but I do know I'm not going to go backwards. I am really happy with who I am. I'm really happy with who I'm growing into. I'm really happy with this person, this part of me that's healing and learning and growing. And I'm really proud of her. So I don't want, I will not scrap all this hard work I've done doing. And I know that it wouldn't diminish how far I've come, but I don't want to go 15 steps back. I'm okay with going 2, 5, 10. I'm okay. But 15 or more, I draw the line. I can't force myself backwards. Things will happen, and you do take a step back in your healing journey, and you kind of go back in your emotions. And that happened to me when I got this fight with my dad. Like my brain went, "This is like your childhood. Here's some memories of that, of similar instances where this happened." And I did go backwards because then I had to deal with how my child self felt in that moment, and I had to work through my emotions to get to a place where I could even like really just talk to him about anything. Yeah, it was a few days, but it used to take me weeks to months. So it's progress. I'm not going to. I don't want to hurt myself trying to make her feel better. I've already done that. It doesn't work. It's not sustainable, and it's wrong. So here's your update on my life, what's been going on. Um, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you'll join me next time for another episode of Healing from the Mess with me, Lizzie.